Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Rebel, and as you can see, it's time to do some Halloween crafts. And I've got a couple here that's super simple to do. So this first one is an upcycled wreath that we're going to work on. And then the next one involves a couple of Dollar Tree frames. So stay tuned to see how I do these. So here is my wreath. It is falling apart, so we are going to remove this crap and we are going to change it up. Super simple to do. So I'm taking everything that was on it off from it. And I will be reusing some of it that was on that wreath. So the first thing I'm using is this garden stake that I got from Dollar Tree. Super vintage looking, super cute. And you know I had to have it because it was a cat. So I'm taking off the cat and the welcome, and I'm going to reuse those on this wreath. And yeah, I am not very good when it's recording me doing stuff, so I apologize. Some of it I'm out of frame, some of it I'm actually in frame, surprising. So now what I'm doing, I'm just trying to lay this out to figure out how I want to lay the stuff. Easiest thing to do, don't go get your hot glue and just start placing shit. No, you gotta lay it out first, make sure you want it there, and then you glue the stuff down. I think that's pretty common sense, but just in case you didn't know. Don't do like me, because I used to do that when the first crafts I was doing, I would just start getting the glue out and just start laying stuff down. So I did show a ribbon I got from Dollar Tree last year. I haven't seen it this year at Dollar Tree, so I don't know if they discontinued this pattern, which sucks, because I love it for my vintage circus theme look. So I'm just making a bow with it, basically. So I just wrapped I used the whole spool. I just wrapped it all up like that. Now I'm just pinching the sides with the hot glue, and I'm wrapping that extra bit of ribbon around it and hot gluing that down. Now I'm just going to fluff out the little bow. This is just probably ain't the best looking bow, but it's just the easiest bow that you could do. Because I am definitely not a bow maker. I've never claimed to be a bow maker, but I just kind of squish it down. So I'm still trying to figure out placement of this stuff. And you'll see that. That's why I did take it out. I figured you need to see how many times I rearrange crap to figure out what I was going to do. So now I'm adding some picks that was on this wreath to begin with. They were orange, glittery little, well, whatever those are. And I'm adding them back because I want to keep this orange and black look. So like I said, I'm just figuring out placement, just trying to figure out. And then I think I say screw it, I'm changing it up. So here we go again. Like I said, I will do this a lot during anything that has to do with floral arrangements. I probably spend an hour just trying to figure out how I want stuff before I actually place stuff. So this is the final design that I came with. Of course, you'll see it at the end, but I decided to put the cat's head at the top of the wreath because this is kind of a smaller wreath. I did also add the black stems back to it along with the orange to keep that orange and black theme that I have going. I'm going to put the welcome sign in the middle of the wreath and then put the bow at the very bottom. So now I can start gluing and placing everything now that I'm happy with the way it's going. And also this wreath has purple lights that were previously like strung around in it. So I left those purple lights because on my porch this year I have a purple black light. Well, it's a black light out there. So I thought the purple lights would go better with that black light than having orange lights on the door. But in the daytime, this wreath is orange and black, which is the theme of inside of my house. So this is just me holding that stuff down, making sure the glue is sticking, because hot glue does take a second to dry down. So you got to hold your stuff to make sure it's all in place while it dries. So I'm just going to continue just to glue down stuff. And while we're watching me glue down stuff, Are you all ready for the holidays? What is your favorite holiday? Is it Halloween? Is it Christmas? Is it Thanksgiving? Or maybe you're out of our country. Do you all have different holidays from us? Let me know down below in the comments. I love hearing about, traditions and holidays and stuff that you all make and what you do. It's just really interesting to me. So now I'm gluing down the other side. And I try to mirror both sides. So if I have two of the orange on one side, I want two of those orange picks on the other side. Although a lot of times, I don't know if it's just me, but I would rather do odd numbers instead of even numbers when it comes to my crafts or really anything. But especially like in the arts or crafts or stuff like that, I like having the odd numbers. But we have odd numbers in this one, so. Now placing the black down. I think I had two of the black picks that went in as well on each side. But if you're like me and you have this old ratty looking wreath that's fallen apart or whatever, like I said, you can always upcycle them, redo them, add different things, change. Like this one, it was like a spider theme. As you can see, I kept the spider frame inside the middle because it just wasn't going to come out. But it makes for a nice way to anchor stuff too, so that's why I left it. But this thing was like purple, black, and orange. And it had, like I said, this spider theme with these roses. And it was just falling apart. I didn't really like it to begin with. So, yeah, like I said, if you don't really like what you buy at the store, change it and make it your own like this. And really, you don't have to be all arts and crafts mega pro when it comes to doing stuff like this. This is a really super simple craft that anybody can do. Because hell, if I'm doing it, anybody can do it. So that's the front. And you can technically just leave this the way it is. Just have the welcome and the ribbon and then the leaves. But, I have to have my cat in there. So now I'm just kind of weaving those lights into the wreath better so they're not sticking out everywhere. You can still see the lights. I tested it out the other night. You can still see them even though I weaved them into the wreath. They're just not as bright as what they were, but that's okay with me. Like I said, since I have the black light going on the porch, I don't want a whole lot of bright lights going, so now I'm just going to figure out exactly where I want him and keep him away from the lights because you don't want to melt your lights with that hot glue. So that's where I'm going to place him. So now I'm going to lay down a bunch of hot glue to hold him down. And you can see he's doing that link to him. So after I get all the hot glue laid down, I'm going to have to sit there. And I had to hold him for about 10 minutes in place. Just because I laid down so much hot glue to keep him there, so. But I definitely like the way this wreath turned out. It is so much better looking the way it is now. I did have, like I said, a couple more of those black picks, so I decided to add one more on each side so that it was a total of 2 of those black picks and 2 of those orange picks. But you can see the stuff that got taken off from the wreath. There was spider web and, like I said, there was those roses, black roses. They had these, look like Christmas ornaments, really. But I decided to go ahead and put these 2. They're not quite orange, or kind of a coppery color. I decided to put those on each side of the ribbon. I just thought it would add a little bit more something there. Because you know me, I've got to like go over the top with everything I do. And yeah, thanks, cat, for messing up my camera angle there. The reflection of the cat was like really darkening my picture there for a second. So, a lot of hot glue. Like I said, if you haven't done projects before, you're going to go through a lot of hot glue. So, just buy a couple of packets when you go to the store because you're going to use all of them up when you're doing stuff like this. And hot glue is really inexpensive. So, it isn't like you're using something really expensive to do something like this with. And I'm rambling now, but I think it's finally done. I think. Maybe I'll show you. Oh, no, I don't know what the hell I'm doing now. Oh, yes, this battery box was just flopping around. They didn't tack it down or nothing. So, I'm going to try to get the lid back on there. And I'm going to go ahead and tack it down with a little bit of hot glue so it's not flopping around on the door. And so now we got everything put on. The cat is done, and I will get him a better shot now, where you can see the full effect of the cat. Like I said, the little yard stake was $1.25. The wreath was free, and the ribbon was $1. So you can't beat that. A $2 project, and you got that cute of a wreath. So now, if you remember my haul, I got these Joanna Parker coasters, and these are my two favorite coasters. So I also had these frames that I got last year from Dollar Tree. There we go. So I decided I'm going to try to fit these coasters inside of this glass frame. And it's kind of like a, what do you call it, a floating frame? I don't know if they still have these type of frames at Dollar Tree. I haven't really looked to see. But if they do, grab these things up because these would work great for, you know, Halloween, Christmas, any type of holiday that you have something that would fit inside, like maybe a card or hell, even these coasters worked. So I just set down that coaster, and it's got two sheets of glass. It's what's holding the stuff together, and then you've got this outside piece. And I had to flip it the opposite way because it was going towards the glass. Well, since the coaster takes up so much room, I had to flip it the opposite way. And they have those little things that just twist to hold the frame together. But yeah, if you get a card from somebody that you like, or just maybe a flat picture or something, these little floating frames are great for that. But yeah, those coasters are some type of a heavy clay, so they're pretty heavy and they're decently thick. So those picture frames are doing awesome at holding those up. They haven't moved at all. They're still sitting on my shelf over there. But this was a great ideal for me to display my two favorite Joanna Parker coasters, which you know it is, the cat and the Jack. And it's going to look great standing those up by my rest of my collection of cat and Jack stuff. So yeah, definitely if you run across these photo frames, definitely get them. And even if you don't like this black outline, you can always paint that. Just take the glass out and spray paint it or use acrylic paint and paint it whatever color you want it to be. It'd be super easy. Of course, I got these when they were still $1, but even at $1.25, it would still be a really awesome investment if you want something that looks really cute for your holiday decor. But like I said, they display my coasters beautifully. And like I said, they're still holding up. They're still standing up. They did not move. I didn't have to put tape in them or nothing. So you can see how cute these both turned out. So I hope you enjoyed this video and this crafting hoopla that I've done. Hopefully I got more to come. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you soon.